Are we enjoying Mercury retrograde? It's so funny. I'm finding, for those of you that, be it your twin flames or you follow me for the astrology, the soul coaching, whatever it is, for those of you that are landing on this video randomly, I am a twin flame. I'm a twin flame coach. I'm a psychic medium. I cover astrology and I'm in union. Okay, so that's who I am in a nutshell. So I'll wait for a few people to connect and I'll give you the update because I had a bit of a psychic download today. And we're going to trial something. So for a while I have been wanting to, initially I was doing twin flame videos by zodiac. And again, I'm doing extension reads, which they're psychic and energy, and I do tune into the collective. So I'm going to continue doing that. Hi, but I'm going to trial something different, which I said and had said that I was going to do. So what I will be starting to do tomorrow, because I'm coming live for the Twin Flame Collective update, and we'll tune into the karmic cycle, we'll tune into where everyone's at, feminines and masculines, and what the collective energy is. But I am going to add twin flame by element. So there will potentially be an extension. It'll be in the members hub, but I will be doing it by element. So come and join us. Hopefully I can have them up. Because we've structured YouTube up here at the moment where we have, it does land on the platform. The commitment that I've had has been, okay, every upload, there are 3 tier levels for the member site section. There's the twin flame area, which is a safe space that twin flames can actually go to speak about real difficult situations and more a coaching session. And actually to be able to speak about that in a safe environment away from watching eyes. So if you want to join us, it's $11 and you get 2 live sessions with me, and I am putting up blog posts in there to help people through their ascension path. And then the second tier level, what we have, and you don't pay 3 different amounts. You actually, the higher up you go, and there's only 3 levels, you pay the whole price and you get everything. So in the whole package, what you get in a monthly fee, you'll be getting 2 sessions of coaching, additional psychic updates. You get to see the content ahead of time. And then the next day, 24, 48 hours, depending on how fast I am in the pre-recording, you get it longer. And then it lands on the main page in time for the collective. The extension reads is at the very top level. And because of psychic energy, you get sun, moon, rising and Venus. So you get those. So what we're going to do is we're going to be doing earth, air, fire, water for the twin flames. Those will be the videos that'll be up next. I've just developed the template for it so I can put the recordings in it, and it potentially, if it's popular and it gets a lot of comments, likes, shares, whatever you want to call it, and it does get moved in the algorithm, it can become a permanent thing. So yes, your ascension symptoms at the moment will come down to the fact that when did Saturn go retrograde? May the 23rd, we had it go into retrograde, and because it's Aquarius, because it's in the house of Aquarius, it is your nervous system. Okay, so the dizziness, the bends, all the other energy you guys will be feeling. The eclipse was bringing that too, because Aquarius is linked to Uranian energy, Uranus, right? So it's your crown chakra, it's your nervous system and the chakra point. So yes, you can be having those ascension symptoms there. All right. Oh, joy, I call it. Definitely communication from the past. I've had many clients lately having a lot of revelations after the eclipse. I had a webinar on the website. So if you haven't joined the website, the link is directly below. Join it. You get updates via that. You get updates as to when I'm doing webinars. I'll be hosting them. I'll be communicating on here as well. Yeah, you won't probably sleep at the moment because we've got Jupiter and Pisces, and we've got Neptune and Pisces. So with all this crown chakra pinging in the 4D, a lot of people are having nightmares, and you won't be able to sleep because it's like, caffeine overload. But again, you will be psychically connected in, and usually when you're supposed to, you're awake, you're doing integration work. Yeah. So, it's dealing with these circumstances, but what you'll be finding at the moment is a lot of feminines at the moment are doing a lot of shadow work. But the shadow work is okay. And, it might be an overactive masculine or overactive feminine. And you can usually tell from the side of the body, and it's usually the opposite side, but it's getting into the yin yang. And any attachment we have, looking back to eclipses, you can actually type it in and it can tell you as far back as certain eclipses go. There was one in 1997. So some of these cycles we're closing out can go even further back. And there's always increments. I mean, when you look at soul connection, you can notice it's a little bit like, and this is only one example, if you were to have a separation and a divorce, it's not instantly you've made that decision and it's cleared out. There's like a washing machine cycle. You get the clothes, they're dirty. You put them into the washing machine. Okay, you had to collect them first. You then put them into the washing machine. You've then put the powder, added the water. It's mixing it. You wait to the next cycle. You've got to hang it. So there's ways our healing goes, and sometimes these things can be revisited, and if there is attachment, it'll come up, and it'll potentially be playing out with people around you at the moment. So if there is a blockage and you're maybe having some challenges relating to mother, father, friends, work, and you're not owning your power in the circumstance, or you're wondering why these things are playing out, it can be the mirror inside the connection. And the reason why usually a lot of challenges can happen with family is because we can make healthy boundaries with individuals we love. It could be friends, it could be whoever that is. When you do that, you're able to do that with TF, and it means you're consistent over the board. You're addressing your circumstances, you're addressing your challenges, so then when you move back into union, you're able to do that. So it can feel a little bit icky, but definitely the shadow, and I did put a community post up about level up, and that was one of the psychic downloads I had yesterday, which at times I do jump onto Instagram, and actually reversal nodal return is really good. Yeah, I'm going to have that next year. I've had one of those since I've been doing astrology, really. I had the nodes, in my actual rising. So it was Cancer Capricorn, which is 1st and 7th house. So Geminis and Sagittarius at the moment, you guys are going through that. You'll bless it after. You won't feel that. Then also, what did I have? At the moment, I am theoretically by the Taurus moon. It was nodes. By the Scorpio moon, it was my nodes. And when we do have the nodal shift, it'll be a nodal reversal for me as well. So it's really been every certain energy has been coming at me astrologically. It's like, oh God, can't get out of this, can you? But you just keep moving through with it. You learn from the experiences. It transforms you, and hopefully you get the best. The eclipse for me, from a basic Libra chart, because I am Libra, but I've also got other astrology in my chart, obviously. This is very for blogging. It's Sagittarius. Synchronistically, I did mention on Instagram, themes that can come up in the collective with the eclipse in Sagittarius can be to do with journalists. And we have seen it on the media as to what's happened. And that can make people who are on media very cautious about how we're delivering things, what we say. There's accountability in that. And with Saturn retrograde, it is accountability. And YouTube happens to be Aquarius. So, we're looking at those paradigms, and a lot of us are feeling that we're looking at our value systems and wanting to express ourselves, but it's within structure. It's within a paradigm. There's an extremity, and it's yin and yang, and it's with anything in life. We're learning to be in the yin and yang, and there's no right and wrong. But, these challenges educate us and train us to be different, but it doesn't have to be that that's who we are. Does that make sense? It doesn't define you. You can still be uniquely you. You just utilize it as a platform. Let's leave it like that, right? Any questions in the house? How are you guys coping after the eclipse? Have you had some revelations? Apart from headaches, because I've been having the headaches too. I'm like, heck, okay, I'm purging something. Gemini rising, accepting your humanity. You'll also learn that you don't have to be everything for everyone. And that was what I learned with the Cancer Capricorn axis. And at the moment, Cancers and Capricorns are going through it because Mars is in Cancer. So at the end of that cycle, it can be house fires, which that's already happened over here. Uranus and Taurus squaring Saturn next month. That will be interesting. Very interesting. I call that like a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump. It's like we're going to come and rip the carpet out from under you and go, Okay, what do you think about that? And they can be great things. It is a box of chocolates. You can get the candy or you can get the empty wrapper. It's like, thanks. Yeah. But many of you will feel more social. You're going to want to get into playful mode, and then you're a bit cautious. You're like, do I, don't I? Something you said in another video really resonated with me. You said it before, but this, yeah, because when we're spiritually ready to hear it and acknowledge and accept it, it sits correct with us. But when we're not, like I said on Instagram, if I was to tell you that this side of the fence where you get to is so much better and it all means something, and you need to do X, Y, and Z, and you have to, you go, nah, I don't have to listen to that. Because when you're dealing with a wound, unless it's calm enough that you can kind of relax the ego of the pain body experience, nobody can get in. And that's the same with twins. I mean, at the moment, I would definitely say from a psychic point of view and from an astrological point of view, masculines are really struggling at the moment. You know, they're looking at their psychology, they're taking accountability. There was one reader I looked at, and I'll never name names, and I remember going through this in my twin flame path and also channeling messages. And it was the Mickey and the laughing about the masculine running out of money. And it's like, you know, from a point of view of the ascension process, most masculines will not have that fixated, you know, when they're, and most of them are awoken at the moment, but they're dealing with their circumstances very privately in their own unique way to close cycles out so it doesn't repeat. So when you guys don't have movement or communication, don't take it personal. It's absolutely a compliment because it does mean they're correcting that. But there's always shadow work on your side because in an egoic experience, you feel because it's never moved, that it's always going to be the same. And the thing is, if we're the same, yeah, well, we won't be able to level up if we were together right now. Yeah, and I had to look at that as a truth and a falsity because the thing is, again, it's all to do with healthy boundaries. And if you shift too much focus, and that's really the yin and yang, and that's what the whole twin flame path teaches us. It's extremities. And the thing is, in a balanced sense, like Bruce Lee states, we are water. We can move and shift with changing circumstances. And the thing is, if you give too much to one side of the polarity and not enough to another, of course it'll be imbalanced. So it's accountability that you can actually have a career and still go into union. And it doesn't need to be perfect. That's an expectation. Why do you think we are attracted to masculines? Because inside our shadow, we're actually being taught to live light, to maybe not have too much expectations, because the shadow is we you know, there's a benchmark in life, and it doesn't mean you have to go to the extremity of maybe a very toxic scenario ship. I'm not meaning that, but I'm meaning there was something inside your masculine that you were attracted by, and that was them living in a moment. Whereas feminines were more planned orientated, which was more masculine than feminine, to be quite honest. When you've got too much attachment, you're building pyramids, and really it's kind of futile with the astrology at the moment, because with Uranus and Taurus, they shake it up because it's learning not to have that attachment. It's learning to accept the process that the success in life does come from failures, and the success in life does come from resilience, but experiences and transformation, that we don't have to be the same all the time. We're allowed to change. We're allowed to evolve. And that does mean you're safe. It doesn't mean you're not safe. Stagnancy is not safe. Stagnancy is like stinky water, right? But you can, it's always look at it, you know, and journaling is one of the best things I can say is journal, especially when you're having triggers, and go back to it later and have a look and see how much you've changed. Sometimes even posts that you put on social platforms, you know, if it comes up in a memory system and you can re-look at it, it's a really good way to see how much you've transformed. But there's a definite shift. But spiritually speaking, when unions happen, you usually don't have as much attachment, and you're not really, what would I say? Not necessarily that you're not expecting it, but you're not controlling. You're so exhausted psychologically that you're in release and you're doing things on a different level that is more productive. You're just more practical with how you use your energy the further into your ascension you get. But yes, what I did want to say is I am going to be doing the Twin Flame by Element, which I'll start tomorrow, and it'll be after the live. So I'm live tomorrow, Western Australian time, 10 a.m. So for America, it's 10 p.m. I will try and alternate between times, but the challenge at the moment has been A, Mercury's retrograde. B, I have clients, membership zones. I'm like, I really do, very, very twin flame style, bite off a lot to balance. So there's an accountability for the website and the clientele there. There's an accountability to YouTube and my members. There's also the membership hub and the creative content. So I am fine-tuning the schedule so you guys know when I can come live, but I will be, during this Mercury retrograde, changing the time frames of availability, and where I'm live, I'm going to stagger it and alter it, but it'll probably be after Mercury retrograde. But, you know, I may time to time jump in and come live like I used to from 2017, because I do feel when it's fluid and there's messages that it does resonate the most, and I can catch some of you which are in different locations around the globe, which I feel is fair. It can get extremely fatiguing. When you have come into union, you also have an accountability to your own twin flame path. So it's a fine line between balance and, you know, finding time for self, which I'm working on. My daughter, funny enough, is messaging me now. I have now been recognizing my shadow. Yeah, well, the eclipse, it had done that, and I was picking that up maybe 2 weeks prior to the eclipse. Was feeling a little bit grumpy, a little bit moody, but I always do, you know, kind of pre-warn loved ones. It's like, you know, you're testing me. I'm not in a good mood right now. And they're like, I'm warning you. But it's the self-awareness. It's the logic of being self-aware. And then they're like, yeah, you know, I poked the dinosaur, what do I expect? And of course, my Venus is in Scorpio, my North Node's in Scorpio. And Scorpios, I don't know, mate. You know, sometimes they can have and it depends, as you get older per zodiac sign, you're always going to be different as you go. Right. You caught me live, Sally, and I just announced that I'm going to be doing Twin Flame by Element. So the next video is coming up. And what I'm going to try and do is do it twice a month. Okay. At the moment, the videos that I did for your zodiacs, they're going to move you from May to June already. So I don't need to do that again at the moment. And it's time management at the moment. I've got to work out how I can be, you know, more productive on the channel. Come to you guys. I'm going to test it out and see how it goes. Hi, Emma. Oh, Elma. Say Mercury head, I'm telling you. I did get your update, love, and I am working on it. So I'll be doing that tomorrow, hopefully, right? Trying to level up. So, initially, when people would book videos, video on the website means video, doesn't mean Skype. I do get confused with that. You know, clients can get confused, especially during Mercury retrograde. The new intros on the video, I have updated it so that where you want to find the member zone, some of us are more visual, some of us are audio. So from an education point of view, considering I'm on YouTube and other platforms, I need to take that into consideration. So what I've done inside the video, and that's especially for new members that don't know me, that want to know what I'm about, what I've done is each video format, I formed it so you know where to locate the member zone, what my website looks like, what sessions I host on it, and I am going to continue to do webinars on there. The webinars have been highly successful. People have really been enjoying them, and we've really been sharing experiences, and it's very different to the Twin Flame membership. So here and there, I am going to be hosting webinars. Some of them will be for eclipses. Some of them will be for astrological aspects or support where I feel fit. It can be for Venus retrograde, which we're having this year. So keep an eye on the website for those webinars that are coming up if you do want to join. We were supposed to do a guided meditation, and now my twin's calling, but we were unable to do it due to Mercury retrograde. But we really got a lot out of it on this occasion. And most of us had really, you know, moved through a portal and looked at things differently. So they are handy. When you get your videos, I have actually done an intro and, you know, and a gratitude thing to you guys, so it's more professional. What are the other products? I am going to be potentially adding Messenger to the website. And that's because those of you who are on Facebook, maybe you don't have Skype. I will be adding that service on there. But if you're wanting to do that, you can add my Facebook page, YILDIZ Readings 5D, and we can directly link you into that, and we can do a Messenger or my own one. Okay? So that's another thing that I'll be adding. So far we have Skype, telephone. I provide my telephone details to you once you purchase it. So we can do telephone, email. Really, I don't get a lot of emails these days, and I do tend to find that, you know, in the coaching scenarios, when we dig in, we can actually locate the wound. And so this can really fast track your journey to move through that so that you can get the movement, communication, you can feel better. I mean, it's all not just to do with masculine or feminine. It is, you just want to feel better sometimes. So to have that bouncing ground to move through that ascension process sometimes is necessary, because it can be slowing yourself down. It's really trying to locate it so you can move beyond that point and feel sane. But for a lot of you, you will be getting communication at this point. And you want to know that it's, I wouldn't say for many of you, it's going to be a similar scenario to 10 years ago. I'm just going to say, okay? And some of you are brand new on the journey and you're like, what is this about? The good thing on this channel is we talk about everything. We talk about ascension. We talk about number synchronicities. What else? During the live sessions, I'll do super chats at the end of the video. So sometimes they look like they're 2 hours long. They're not really. We've done channeled messages, which is really good, especially if you haven't ever booked a reading with a psychic medium and you're observing it and you feel that person then resonates with you. So it's kind of handy to actually witness those things and see if it resonates for you. So what other hot goss do I have for you guys? Yeah, most of you will find that things are changing and shifting, and very, very quickly. Probably quicker than you'd like. And that sounds kind of ironic, doesn't it? Quicker than you'd like. So my daughter's on her way home. I haven't cooked dinner yet. I made the template, which for the twin flame template, I do mention what I do. And that's so the newbies that do jump on know who I am. Well, I'm glad you're having your best life, Elma. That's what our role is. I mean, you know, I always use Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez as a twin flame analogy, because a lot of times when she had really leveled up in her life and what she, you know, feeling more grounded and being able to achieve her career target, and this is why I did mention this, to do with you actually, you know, finding that success in life, whatever that be it it's money, be it it's, you know, stability, home, friends, keeping that balance there, focusing on your life like it's an important value, similar to the way we focus on masculine. If we can shift that focus onto ourselves and trust that we are not in competition and we do the soul work, it's quite hard, because you do have in the initial stages, it is very addictive, it's very codependent. Someone came to visit yesterday. How are they? Different? So you're about 6th or 7th twin that's told me that. And I mean, some of us will be in communication, some of us have nothing, and then bang, they come in. I had a very dear friend that mentioned to me this morning, I said, oh yeah, blast from the past will come back. Yeah, I told you. Because the number one, Jupiter is connected to masculines at the moment. From a psychological point of view, they're looking at things differently. They're looking at the value, they're looking at how, you know, situations weren't helping them, but they're tapping into that, and it's expanding their knowledge, it's expanding their vibration and their feeling. So it was this friend of mine that I'd said, oh, you know, Mercury's retrograde, people from the past will come back, and she was like, yeah. And she's currently in a connection, avoided the, you know, the person, and sure enough, this ex came back and made this revelation of an apology. So it is happening. It's happening everywhere. But we're also closing cycles out and making peace with our own personal past, very separate to just feminine or masculine, because there's cycles that we're closing in order to usher in new beginnings. Sometimes that can be if we've had people that have passed away and they've left us and we're like stepping forward. Sometimes it's leaving jobs or other things to that degree. My daughter's friends are all coming back into her life, and guess what? They're all saying Yeah, that happened to me too. I had TF's friends coming back into my life and they were talking to me. And I'd really been isolated and alone. I was like accepting of it. If I see people, I see people. If I don't, I don't. But yes, it is. It's going to be very social. Some of us will, what would I say? That it's more, how would I feel? It's advantageous to connect with these individuals at the moment because you will communicate more effectively with these people than having brand new connections. So no, it's not Venus retrograde, but it won't bode as well because you just won't resonate with that person. Because they don't have, the correlation is to the past, not a brand new beginning. So yes, the eclipse is a brand new energy, but it's more with old energies moving forward. And some of those you'll just go to the left. Some of those it'll be okay, we can go together. Do you know what I mean? And that's not just twin flame, it's other energies in your life. But it will bode healthier on the level of people from past than a brand newbie, because they have then people from the past that they're karmically dealing with. What's the difference with our journey compared to ours? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why I say when you look at it and you outgrow things, they too do outgrow things. Most of the time it's that we do feel that we've ascended, but because both of you are joint in energy, if they feel anger, angst, fear, or aggression, it holds it so that you don't come in because it won't be successful for the journey. And it's not to say that you can't have conflict conversations and all the rest of the hogwash. You do. You're human. You're more human. You're almost like the movie Lie Lie and you just directly communicate authentically. Ask Diva. I'm sure by now she's actually seen and learned as like, she has spoken her truth. And she's like this person, honestly. I'm very perplexed. She's another soul sister. Love her to bits. We have a good chuckle. And I was thinking about you yesterday, Sally. Popped up in my head. Yeah, it's like, geez, and this is the thing spiritually. It's strange because you kind of in your ego will say, I will move forward. But then the thing is, if I actually say to you, if they were to turn up today, you just don't know. Ego is to say everything is such, right? But truth is to say, why have so much attachment? Because you don't know. Cosmic journey, you have to. I thought I'd jump on and surprise you guys. Look, I've had the webinar, and that's for the people that wanted to come along to the webinar for the post-eclipse, and I thought I can't leave you guys out of there, but it's more a conversation piece because I wanted to update the whole lot of you is that we are going to be doing Earth, Air, Fire, Water, Twin Flame signs with extension. And I hope to God tomorrow I can get them all done. Otherwise, they'll be released on the 1st or the 2nd. But you'll have those there. You'll have the extensions and the extension. I'll do it twice a month. We'll see how they go. And we'll channel the messages psychically. I'll give you a heads up. All right. That's okay, Elma. It would be lovely to have 14 likes. So every video has had a bit of a tweak and an update. Yes, we're still going to do the psychic videos, but I'm going to need a bit more of a bubble during bloody Mercury retrograde. It's like sink or swim. It doesn't end up being 12 videos per zodiac. It ends up being 24. So, calculate that 4 times. And I do want to get them done ahead. But 170 is a lot, right? So it's time management. My back starts hurting psychically. So yes, it'll be the 2 and it'll be the, 2 either side. Astrology we're doing because we need that for our ascension path. And I've got my coaching I do. So I'm shifting things about gradually so they serve more the purpose. But if I can get it down packed to a point, I can do the pre-recordings like I used to because the thing is, I'm psychic. So A, I don't need cards. B, I look at the astrology for our ascension. And because on soul path mission, you look at yourself and your north node, plus astrologically, whatever's happening in the collective, it's going to affect a twin flame path. and yours, because there's a balance between focusing on TF, the psychic development of understanding where the energy is coming from. Initially, you'll think it's just twin. When you do start having the psychic attacks, it's not. It will initially, but then it can resonate with you. But then you'll get worse because it will be collective consciousness as well. And you'll learn how to tell between each. Yeah, you'll be like, because you're tapping in. Even more so by next year. Heck me. So the hard work you're doing is so that you won't go balmy next year. Trust me on that one. Do the work. Do the work, okay? You'll be ahead of the collective. Yes, we are seeing the collective awaken, but it'll be harder next year for them if they are still in their ego, especially for karmics. Jupiter and Pisces, that's an expansion. You add Neptune to that, and that's distortion and codependency. That's ick. That's ick. Well, if we're doing our soul path, it's all good. If you're doing what you need to do, if you're checking your boxes, if you okay, where am I in victim consciousness? You're going to be fine. If you're addressing this Pisces transit at the moment, you guys are going to be sweet. So look at this next 4 months, 5 months as your test run of how 2022 will be. If you're seeing things and you need to shift them, shift them. And if you shift them, you'll be ready for next year. If you don't, especially earth signs, don't be stubborn, okay? It won't help you. We're in the air element now, right? You need to flow. If you don't, and you're stuck, you can be dragged. It's horrible. So be flexible, be like water. Like Bruce Lee said, water is fluid. It transforms and it shifts and changes shape. And this is how we have to be. Shout out Bruce Lee. Rest you. If it's in a cup, it takes on that form. If it hits adversity, it moves around rocks. If it transfers into a bottle, it takes on that shape. And it was, Andrew messaged that to me. So this is the way you need to be with Uranus and Taurus squares. With transits, retrogrades, and directs. Retrogrades are actually more successful because we directly have an opportunity to transform situations in our life. It can be updating your websites, finding an unpaid bill, industries that are fixing cars at the moment. They're going to be killing a pig. Oh, why is it so busy? Why do you think Black Friday sales come up? And it's not to say you can't buy. You can buy. If you had thought about it prior, and I don't mean technology. If you had thought about a purchase prior and you had allocated that cash, you can go buy those things. Okay? It's more, on a whim. Yeah, I'll just do that. I mean, we've got Venus and Gemini, which is going to be social. At a drop of a hat, you can have friends popping in. You're going to be going, oh, that was really great. That's how you need to be at the moment because the direct experiences and where you're placed are giving you a circumstance to change and shift. So you need to be fluid at the moment. We can be a little bit of an ego if we're, no, this is my value and this is the way it's got to be. I've been psycho for the last 5 to 6 years. When I first heard about Sally, I've spoken to you candidly. You're not crazy. You're pretty relaxed about it too. It might be driving you crazy. But once you accept your shadow, you're okay. You're a little bit of Black Moon, a little bit of Eve. Anyway, so I've given my announcement. Scorpio, Sun and Moon. Very intuitive. You had to go to bed, Elma. I find when you get nervous, focus on service. So get in the garden. If you're really agitated, eat food groups to protect your nervous system. Do breathing exercises. Take your shoes off. Get in the garden. Go for a walk. If it's aggravation, sacral chakra. The joint energy and twin flame path is sacral chakra. Eat some oranges. Guided meditation. Self-express. Journal. Get a song on. Do a bit of head banging. Get the vibration out. Shift it. Okay? Have a cold shower. You let myself... Thanks. So it's all movable and shiftable. It's not permanent. These things do get better. You essentially will have moments of being 4D and moments of being 5D, and then you'll balance the both. And you'll know when the 5D shuts down, it's not that it's not there. It's physically you're needing to deal with 3D things. And that's your spiritual upgrade. And even spiritual healers are going through this at the moment after the, a lot, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, and I do actually coach spiritual healers. I've actually been touching base with a lot of them lately, and we have been moving and shifting that energy. So the last 2 to 3 weeks, and really moving forward, it's the transformations of us within the paradigm of what we're doing and having to change techniques and, you know, deliveries of things, viewpoints, values. We constantly are upgrading, and our gifts are developing and changing. Yeah. So anyway, the creative content I wish to do, which is why I'm trying to find a healthy balance at the moment between what I'm delivering and how I'm providing it, is so that what I promised myself years ago, and the thing is, think about it this way, 170 videos, not manageable, insane. Maybe if I pre-record ahead of time, yes, as I used to. I used to do that all the time because I'm a psychic medium. If I can get that forward momentum, I can then move back to numerology, twin flame numbers, signs and synchronicities, stages in the journey, because that is part of the algorithm, and it's part of our, you know, our ascension path. It's where dark night of the soul, shadow people. Somebody mentioned something the other day, and I was like, yeah, been there. How to set your bedroom up so you don't get your psychic attacks. I've got to do all that content. Now, if you do have anything like that going on, and I haven't done the content, and you hear me or, you know, recommend me to anyone, book a reading and I can give you a hand. If you feel there's an energy in your house, I can work with you on it. And if I feel it's too big, I've got contacts, right? I do have contacts. But generally, I can give you a tip about how to deal with it. And especially during Pluto retrograde, any leaks, if you can't fix them right away, make sure you're regularly smudging that area, because the manifestation of energies can be building. 2 girlfriends of mine are getting readings. Oh, gorgeous. They're going to be like, who is this crazy woman? Who's this crazy woman? And Alma's like, oh, she's really easygoing. She's exactly the same as she is on here. I really am. Maybe a few cuss words in there now and then. Depending on the person, obviously. I know, probably, yeah. Regardless. Lois will tell you. Diva will tell you. I'm pretty straight to the point, aren't I, Diva? Okay, should we pull a few cards for message of the day? We'll pull a message for the day. Post-eclipse. I mean, I'm at the 27th here in Australia, right? So, you know, Australia is Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is squaring Saturn and Aquarius, so that's going to be interesting. We will have, I'm like, really, I should be thinking, lucky me for living in this location of the world, because once we have the nights shift, we're set, baby. Because our zodiac's Taurus, so we're having similar, we're having a nodal kind of transformation. Is there a better explanation of doing the work? Whatever comes up, to not run away from it and to address it. So it's walk into the fire. Give you an example. You might think that a karmic has a hot body and you don't. Go make it happen. You are challenged by people not respecting your boundaries. Say no. Feels awkward. Feels great after. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Probably not even I'm sorry. I've got something on. I'll try. And they'll look at you and expect an explanation. That's just where I stand. So it depends on the circumstances coming out. That's where the coaching comes in. So when you're dealing with something and it's the way you are dealing with it, it can also be if you are tuning into your twin and like what they would need to do. You're doing their work. Let it go. Their karmic partner is a bloody Taurus. And she does not have power, Sally. I can dig it, yeah. No drama. See, this is what I mean. I need to do the creative content. It's like, that's why when I jump on, you know, most of it with the ascension from 2017, you know, I was doing lives, I was doing recordings, reconciliation with twin around 2018, I think. So I haven't been able to. I pretty much landed on YouTube and it was like, right, hi. Okay. Throw me in the deep end. How do you run a channel? How do you do advertising? How do you, like, I'll give you a rating. It don't work like that on here, okay? That isn't that a person has lost their, who they are. It's the platform. It's what's required. Otherwise, you're just doing things for no reason. No one's going to see it. It's part of it. So yes, I do coach channels now, and I have the background to know how to do things, but I'm backtracking and I've got members now, 100 and something videos, and yeah, no, I need a secretary. Nothing tops inner peace and self-love, 100%. And that's where you come home to yourself and your light. That is the healthy boundary. It's been amazing seeing your channel grow. Oh, I literally, cosmic journey, do you know, when I think about how much I've learnt on this journey, my mind blows up. I can't even think. Editing, software, packaging, media, marketing, how to build a website. I've always been good at time management. I did nursing. People skills. And I always go and watch other videos and I don't like that. They're not getting to the point. So I hope the intros aren't too long, but what I can say is some of the information that I've done on the twin flame videos, so critique me after, give me a heads up how, you know, how punchy it is. Think about it from an experience. I want your advice. From an experience of how a new person coming to this channel as a twin flame would view that intro for the twin flame updates, okay? Because what I've done is added where you can find the member zone, how to get into it, on the member zone, I'll, you know, explain what it is, how to book on my website, and when I'm live. So have a look at it when it comes up and tell me how you like it. Okay? See if it resonates with you. How would you feel if you were a newbie coming to the channel? You know me, right? For those of you that don't know me, welcome. Okay. Okay, there's something to do with freedom. There's an element at the moment of circumstances that are playing out that are freeing you. They're asking you to free yourself. So what this is can be a spiritual, a psychological, or a physical situation. There's something to do with freedom in your belief. Freedom of choice, freedom to, but your mind is, and free could also be free of the toxicity of psychoanalyzing and dissecting it. It's like, you know, lobotomy energy. Don't want that in my aura right now. So at the moment, spiritually, the collective is thinking about freedom. How do we free ourselves? And it can feel like a rat in a cage. It's like, oh my gosh, we're feeling, but it's a psychology. See, Mercury. It all comes down to psychology. Glass half full, glass half empty. There can be, like I mentioned, something that you're needing to do and shift, but spiritually can be attachment. Oh, God, you know, I need to move. And what if I move and my twin doesn't know where I am? Trust me, your twin can find you. My twin found me all the time. All the time. All the time. Right. Okay, in the past, I find this really interesting. Now, strength. You're noticing on your journey, how far you've come, but also strong feelings from the past can be resurfacing. Also, the strength within the connection can be coming back. But very separately, it is looking at how strong you've had to be to get where you are. And again, you don't have to be strong, right? Don't have a notion of, I need to carry the world. Try not to have, because you got strength, but this is in the past position. So some of you may be feeling this person doesn't feel anything for me. Do I feel the same? Again, until that human being is in front of you or directly communicating with you, try not to compartmentalize and place things in boxes that this is the way it is. Because until you're actually faced with that person, it does feel very, very different. A lot of you are feeling that unless this karmic cycle shifts, it's a no-do. And that's fine. That is fine for that to be so. But the reality is a lot of you may be spiritually looking at it and doing the other person's work. Because in your fear-based frequency, you're saying, they never have, they can't, You're doing their spiritual work. Once you move it, you're actually burdening yourself with that thought process. It's not your work to do. Detach. The beautiful solution can be look back at your life and see where you had to move a circumstance and where you thought you could never achieve that. Look back and say, I did that. I'm by no means like the best human being on the planet or perfect, and I never thought I could do that, and I did that. So, you know, I had to say from a feminine point of view, I would say to myself, well, I'm strong. I'm not the strongest human being in the world, but if I can do it, they can do it. Because ego is no, they can't. It's ego. You don't know that. You're not them. Okay? How do you stop doing it? You retrain the monkey brain, baby. Because you're thinking about it too much. When you are thinking that, is that because you are fearing changing? Because the mirror is, there is something in your side of your life, and because you're feeling stuck. Sometimes it's empathy because we're like, hey, you know, and it can be what our life circumstances. Are we working? Do we have alignment? Do we have healthy boundaries with people? And if we're then looking at them and they're doing the same as what we're doing, we're mirroring. And so if we can then start taking steps and going, no more of this crap. I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm going to grab the bull by the horns. Level up was the download for post-eclipse. What do I need to address in my life that I do not? I am eating hay. I'm eating chud, and it's terrible. As Aussies say, it's gross, mate. Yep. Because it's whatever it is, when we're seeking outside of ourselves, that we're looking at it, we're going, they aren't going to come save me. My ship's going down. And meanwhile, why? Is it and could it be because there is something right now playing out and you're going, this story over here ain't looking too pretty, and that was about the only thing I pinned my hopes on, and over here looks like hell. So, you know? Okay, now breathe, because you won't be able to do that forever. Okay? London Bridge is falling down. Right, what I'm trying to say is the acknowledgement of it, don't carry the burden. If you're changing those things and you were able to, every little step counts. And you'll reach it because you go, you know, this is hell. It's hell. It's hell. Because the circumstance is we all have a masculine inside of us. But at the moment, to reach this freedom, it is, what do we need to directly address right now? Be free to be authentically you. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be a masculine feminine. And masculines, you can feel your emotions. That is when we talk about masculine, feminine, it's emotion, thoughts, intuition, spiritual connectedness. What do we mean by that? Take a break. Allow yourself to listen to yourself. Don't refer to other people. What do I feel? What will they say? Who cares what they'll say? Whoever that is, mother, father, brother, sister, boss. If you don't resonate with you and life look like that, you best be. That will resurrect. Okay? And I do feel I'm seeing August for this. Now, number one, we are going to have Mars and Leo in June. Kings and queens, gossips, you know, all that crap. You're going to have the freedom, but as above, as below, where we're stuck psychologically and we're wishing the freedom, this does not mean this human being is the solution. Inside ourselves, both masculines and feminines are having the courage to do the 3D work. And the 3D work is an adverse situation, a pebble in the road that needs to be removed. That should not be there. So only you guys can answer that. But that is your collective update for today. And I will be back tomorrow. So exciting. So how many of you have a pebble in the road? Is it an emotion? Is it a feeling? Is it a front? Is it, I want you, but I don't trust you? That's about you. That's not about them. Right. What if it all ended tomorrow? Go and dare to dream. What do you got to lose? None. You want to say no, you can say no. It could be. It depends on your spiritual path cell. You know? Money is a spiritual transaction. When we know what we're worth, we have a benchmark. And we attract it naturally. It's like, no, I'm not putting up with this anymore. It's a spiritual. It is a transformative energy that alchemizes inside us. And then bang, automatically all those things. If you decided to do something in that area, it's self-worth, it's self-love, it's co-creative energy. You'll probably find at the moment your sacral chakra, solar plexus, and base chakra out of alignment. So if you're doing a guided meditation, never do all the chakras, because twin flames have blocks through all the chakras, right? You open that up, you're opening Pandora's bloody box up, okay? That's Moon and Scorpio energy. Yeah, not fun. And I have Scorpio in my chart. That is no disrespect to Scorpios, but it's a lot of shadow energy. You know, that work is dark. So what I would say is eat yellow food groups, orange food groups, and red. If you want to listen to meditation, base chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus. That you can go walking, and moving through the hips will balance the yellow chakra, which is co-creative energy. It's going to manifest cash. And keep away from your third eye. What I mean by that is when you're in fair base frequency, it's because all these are all confuddled, right? Go sort this crap down here. Back pains, fair base frequency. It can be menstrual cycles, PMS, backaches. You know what I mean? Get that sorted, do the lower chakra work, and you'll be able to be a mass manifester. But as soon as you go into victim consciousness, or I can't, I won't, it's not going to happen, you're blocking it, and you're going to manifest the worst. This is within control, circle of concern. Outside of you, not your problem. Laws of attraction brings it. It's not meditation. I'm going to lose my bloody battery. So it's not guided meditation. Guided meditation is different to chakra balance. Chakra balance is a vibration. You're not channeling, okay? It's crown chakra that channels. So what it's actually doing is post going to bed, and you only work on one chakra at a point. So I would first start at the base, red chakra base, right? Earth grounded frequency. Then I would go to the yellow chakra, do that for a couple of days, then move to the next one. And what it's going to do is gradually shift those blockages, so you're not like bombarded with purging, but you won't channel things, because what it's doing is it's moving it a little bit and healing it. It's like an auric clear. That's what I'll say. But it's because, number one, base chakra is to do with family stability and structure, so it's home related. I have not had that support in my life, and then it's transforming the inner child into the 3D adult energy. So it's acknowledging it, it's loving you, but it's also shifting it from a perspective that you can go, I'm doing something about this now. I'm going to shift this foundation forward. I'm going to empower myself. I can do this. And don't ask how. Universe will just give it to you. They will give you opportunities. As you get stronger, you then seek them, and they'll just naturally come. Yeah, very active. So it's not that you're going to channel it. And you can use citrine, and that can be to detox unhealthy things and to protect you psychically. But yeah, I'll talk to you a bit later this week, okay? Anyway, if you do want a booking, jump on the website, because it will fill up fast because it's Mercury retrograde. And as people are coming into union and communication, they're going to freak the hell out. Ah, Jonas! Yeah. But from a money manifestation, Sally, there's blockages in your lower chakras, so it's going to prevent it. I don't understand what you're saying, doll. What's that question? Is one time guaranteed, or will more than one be possible, be necessary? What does that mean? The bookings is by schedule. There's a schedule on the website, and you select the time and the date, and it gives you a notification of payment received. Don't book if you don't understand the time zone. Red, orange, yellow. Yeah. You can use the color therapy, you can use oil therapy, you can use food. But again, by balancing it, it'll help you out on a manifestation level. But once the ego gets involved and you're afraid, you're in the angry chakra, right? You know, anger, aggression, you know. You won't be able to do it once. It'll come up as it goes, and then you'll go back to it when you need it. So it's however many times you go to the chakra system. But you'll know, because what will happen is you'll start getting experiences and aches in certain areas. But when you understand the chakra system, which if you don't have to, just come to YILDIZ readings. I'll give you a hand. I'll pick where it is. What it can be is we'll locate what's going on. And it simply can be because there's a real deep wound, and it can take some years to move. It doesn't have to move right away. That's why I do say don't open them all at the same time. That's going to be a yucky dark night of the soul thing, right? So some of the blockages I've got have not completely gone. I'm telling you, they're going to take years to work on spiritually. And my body will only do what it can cope with. So they close down, it comes back up again. Am I above the 12? Yeah. But again, in dense reality, we're in the 3D. When it's necessary to upgrade, we come down here to the 3D. Upgrade, have adversity, move through the challenge, spiritually upgrade, move up again. It's as above as below. Okay? Okay, my beautifuls. I shall talk to you later. And hopefully YILDIZ will get her crap together so I can do the creative content. So people know who the hell I am. Anywho, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll put a community tab up. But don't forget 10, okay? Oh, I did some work with Giggle today. We had revelations today. And I had the coaching, and still haven't done the twin flame uploads. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. She's good though.